Hello beauties, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Yanni, and today we are gonna do a Yanni's Chats. So if you guys don't see the difference, I chopped my hair off. I took about 10 inches off, not because I wanted to, but because I had to. So this past weekend, today is Monday the 14th of January. It seems like it's going so quick. We're already on the 14th day of 2019, but nonetheless. So Friday morning, I got a phone call from my daycare telling me that my sons both had lice. Yes, lice. Both of my sons have long hair. My 2.5-year-old has really long hair. It's probably like half of his back. And my 1.5-year-old has pretty long hair as well. It's just a lot more curly. And so, yeah, that was a very disturbing phone call for me. I ended up having to leave work early because my husband couldn't get off of work early. So, you know, I had to make the choice. And like I told you, my kids come first, and they couldn't stay in daycare, and I had no one to pick them up. So I had to leave. Sorry if you see random stuff in the back, but we're donating all this stuff to Goodwill. So I have it all in the back of my car. So, yes. Got to the school, picked up my sons. They told me what I needed to do. We did a treatment on Friday. So my babies are babies. So I have very fine baby hair. Sorry, I'm driving to work. So if you see the glare, I apologize. They have very fine hair. We did a treatment Friday night or Friday afternoon. It took me 4 hours to try to pick through my 1.5-year-old and 2.5-year-old's hair. So I tried to do it before the other children came from school because I also needed to check their hair. I needed to check my husband's hair when he gets home. I needed to have someone check my hair. And I also have a friend of mine that's living with me, and I also have her baby there. So yes, we all needed to get checked. It has been a long weekend for me. Did the treatment. Most of the stuff came out, like the bigger lice or the mothers or whatever they say, from my baby's hair. Like, I was like, holy shit. I felt so horrible, so embarrassed. You know, I was like, how could this be? But my son wasn't the carrier. He caught it from someone. And then we obviously didn't catch it because, you know, we didn't think anything of it. I give my babies baths and do all that stuff. So it was not, there were no signs like that. Like, he wasn't scratching his head crazy and, you know, irritated. I don't understand, but it is what it is. We went ahead and did that. The treatment didn't completely work. There were lice eggs left in his head. His hair is very, or left on his hair. His hair is very, very fine. It was very hard for me to literally sit there and pick through his hair. And he's a 1.5-year-old who doesn't want to stay still. We went ahead and we did a more natural treatment because the treatment that we first did was a lice shampoo that we purchased, and that has harsh chemicals on it. So for the second treatment, because it said that I could not do that particular treatment for another 7 to 10 days. How is that possible? Then I called the school, and he cannot return back to daycare until there's not one little egg in his hair. Mind you, I'm trying to save my son's hair because we wait till the boys are 2 years old to give them a haircut. My 2.5-year-old unfortunately has his hair long still because his godparents wanted to take him for a haircut. But, you know, nonetheless, it is what it is. So I am stressed out, trying to figure out. And then on top of that, I also have to clean and treat all of the bedding, my couches, blankets, sheets, pillows, pillowcases. I have 5 children. I also have someone else living with me for the moment. And I also have my husband and I. And the babies are always in our beds. So it has been the most stressful and trying weekend ever. Did the second treatment, the more natural treatment with tea tree oil and coconut oil, left it on the head. I treated everybody, including me, including my husband. Everyone got treated. and nothing didn't come out. We tried and tried and tried, but it's so hard because they're babies. So I ended up having to chop both of my babies' hair. I went ahead and balded my other three, or not balded, but I brought them, like, shaved their heads down to all three of my other children, my husband, and I chopped 10 inches off of my hair so it would be easier to go through and look through my hair. My friend and her baby didn't have any, so we just left it at that. They didn't want to, you know, we treated their hair, but they didn't want to, like, cut or anything because her baby's, like, just turned 1 year old, so she wants, I don't know, that's her business. It was a sucky ass weekend, and now I'm coming to work, and I just don't know. I have, like I said, a lot of big decisions to make, and I think I've come to a conclusion of what I need to do. I just need to actually do it, and just, it is what it is. That was my weekend. What a shitty ass weekend it was, and I had to do all this with my husband. Our weekend was supposed to be nice and together because we never get weekends together, and we finally had weekends together. We were gonna go see our niece because she's going away to college, and we couldn't do that because I didn't want to risk anybody cross-contaminating anyone. I really didn't want to be responsible for lice anywhere else. Lice is such a nasty little thing, and I couldn't. I just was so upset that I didn't go anywhere. We've been treating the house. We bagged all the bedding, and oh, it is such a mess. Babies did not go to school today. My husband called out of work because obviously I got out of work early on Friday and I cannot take another day off. He called out of work and he's with the babies because we have to do one more treatment and comb through their little nappy, tiny little hairs that are like this because they look horrible. And yeah. And then they will be able to go to school tomorrow. And on arrival to the school, they will do a head check on both of them, even though they're both shaved down. They will do a head check on them, and if they do find a nit in their hair, they will have to go back home, and I will have to do another treatment. I don't know how they're going to prevent, like, lice in the daycare. I honestly don't know how they can guarantee that my kids are not going to catch lice yet again. So I'm so distraught. I can't. It's just been such a hard weekend. Like, I'm over it. And I'm like, you know what? At this point, I cried myself, you know, silly yesterday because I was like, I don't want to cut my baby's hair. I don't want to cut them. I want them to get their first haircut. But you know what? All the pain and all the treatments and everything that I went through, and it still didn't help, I said, hair grows back. I'm just going to shave them all and let them both grow back. And that's just it. Same thing with my hair. I took 10 inches off. It took me 3 years to get the length that I had on my hair, and I chopped it off. Boy, did that suck, and boy, did it hurt me. But you know what? I got wigs. I got extensions. I'm okay. I'm not gonna die. Hair grows back. It'll take a while, but I have other options. So it is what it is. So yeah, that's my little Yanni chats for this week. If you enjoyed hearing me rant about the ordeal that I had this past weekend, then please like this video and give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel down below. Hit that subscribe button and hit the notification bell down below next to it so that you can get notified every time I upload videos, which is on Mondays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. You know, if life permits. Look how crazy my life is already. And yes, thank you so much for watching. Thanks for the love and the support, and I will see all you beauties in my next video. Bye.